I just put Isaac down for his second nap of the day. He's currently still awake, but I have faith that he will fall asleep. So tonight, Chase and I are going to his cousin's wedding. And when I say going, I mean Chase is in the wedding and he's already at the venue getting ready in the groomsmen's suite. So I figured I would do a little get ready with me. I never really do my hair and makeup seriously, but I have a reason to. We have a babysitter tonight, which is why I really want Isaac to take the second nap. See, and this is why people with curly hair are not supposed to brush their hair. I don't really have that much of a plan. I think I'm gonna try to do a straightening iron curl, but I've tried in the past and figured out that I probably need to straighten my hair before I do that. I have a well-loved GVP. Chase used to like it when I straightened my hair all the time. Like, why was that a thing? I don't use it a lot anymore. But today what I really wanted to do was like a little get ready with me and kind of talk about self-care, just because it's really something that's super easy to forget about whenever you're a mom. Now he's in the corner of the very corner of his crib. There are basically two schools of thought on self-care. One way to think about it is you have this tiny person to take care of and they literally can't do anything for themselves. Now that Isaac's a little bit older, he can do like feed himself some puffs if I put them on his tray for him. He's getting a little more mobile so he can move around a little bit better. Other than that, like, he can't do anything that is like actual care for himself. Like, can't feed himself, can't change himself, wouldn't be able to get in and out of his crib. Like, if you left a baby alone, they would be defenseless. So he literally can't do anything for himself. So that role falls to me and to Chase. The first school of thought, I believe, is something along the lines of putting someone ahead of yourself is more important than taking care of yourself or taking care of what people think of as like luxury needs, just keeping to the bare basics for yourself. The other way of thinking about it, which I do have kind of like a hard time with, but I really at the end of the day, I believe is the truth, which is you can't take care of someone else if you don't take care of yourself first. I mean, yes, there are all the obvious ways, like physically you cannot survive without taking care of yourself. If you don't feed yourself or you don't drink water, like obviously you'll be physically unable to take care of another person because you'll be dead. And that's quite obvious, but there's more to it than that, I think. It's like, if you don't feel good about yourself and you're not a role model for self-esteem and doing all these things that make you feel good, you're just giving your child something to look up to, which you maybe rather wouldn't. Like, maybe you'd rather them see you feeling your best every day, and maybe to feel your best you have to look good. Look, this is what happens with baby hairs. That's cute, right? It's really easy to let those luxury needs kind of fall to the side when you're focused on your child. Things happen to new first-time moms and probably second and third and fourth and fifth time moms as well. Whenever you have a newborn baby, it's ridiculously easy to forget to brush your teeth for a day. But I think a lot of it has to do with your baby's age and kind of like finding your niche as a mom and all types of stuff. Like, yes, I need to eat every day. Yes, I need to drink water. Yes, I need to use the bathroom. And sometimes I have to listen to him fuss or sometimes even cry now that we're getting into this kind of severe separation anxiety phase. Sometimes it's just being away from me, like when somebody else holds him and he wants me back immediately and he'll scream and cry until he gets me back. But sometimes it has more to do with like us being home alone all day. And if I have to go use the bathroom and leave him by himself for 30 seconds, that makes him very mad. But that's one of those needs you can't really like get around, right? Until Isaac was about 6.5 months old, basically until he moved into his own nursery to sleep at night. He could not go to sleep unless one of us was like in the room with him. So while that was kind of good because I got more sleep than I do now, I guess. He went to bed around 8 back then. He goes to bed around 7 now, but I guess we kept him up a little bit later because we knew we would have to go to bed when he did. I always went to bed at 8 when that happened because I was usually the one that went down to bed with him. I'll let Chase play video games because I'm so sweet. And during that time, there were definitely days my hygiene didn't matter to me. I think I was more in like survival mode, like to literally just be alive, if that makes sense. And I didn't focus on things that maybe like a normal human being would think are important, like showering every day or getting dressed every day, things like that. Definitely not doing my hair or my makeup, which I can't imagine there's a stay-at-home mom that does that every single day. Like, there gotta be breaks, but there are some people who do it most days, and I've never been in that camp. It would either mean losing sleep or some other kind of quality time with him. I used to just let him nap on me when he was that little because he wanted to, and now he doesn't. So I'm glad that I took the time to let him cuddle with me because that's where he felt safe. If he weren't napping right now and I was in here doing my hair, he would have to be like sitting in some contraption because there's tile in here. He's pretty steady, but I wouldn't say he's steady enough to like crawl around on a tile floor by himself yet. So I would be losing quality time with him, having him sit in a baby holding apparatus and me focusing on doing my hair. Mind you, this is a special event, so maybe that'd be happening anyway, but didn't want it to be a daily occurrence. Some people are okay losing that sleep. Like, people are okay getting up an hour earlier, 30 minutes earlier to make themselves feel more presentable because it makes them feel better throughout the day. I'm not that type of person. I need the extra sleep, 30 more minutes or an hour, and that's what's gonna make me feel better throughout the day. There's obviously more depth to self-care than those types of things. That's just kind of like basic day-to-day, and that's person to person as well, I would say. Like, that's based on your preference. Maybe your baby sleeps in past 7 a.m., which would be tight, but Isaac doesn't do that yet. But women who can part their hair down the middle have too much power. There are still ways, I think, no matter what stage you're in and no matter like what you're doing, that you can like kind of take for yourself. Like, sometimes it can be kind of hard, but I think it's really important in early motherhood to kind of like watch what you eat, which can be really difficult, but also is the best thing that gives me more energy, especially on those nights when I lose sleep, taking care of like a teething baby. I'm not gonna compare it to hell, but it was really difficult last week when Isaac and I both had head colds. He was so clingy, and it made it so much more difficult. Like, I had no energy. Like, I was having a hard time just like doing things that he needed me to do. That sucked. It was really hard. He needed more hugs and cuddles and attention and all this stuff, and it was so hard for me to wrap my mind around like doing these simple things for him. Trying to focus on getting myself well, but I had a sick baby to take care of, and you know, he can't do anything for himself, so that means his needs came before mine in that case. So first and foremost, doing whatever you can to keep yourself healthy is going to make you a better mom, no matter what. Like, the healthier you are, the easier it is to care for your children. So it's really easy for me to keep up with my daily water intake. I have a Hydro Flask, hashtag not a spawn, but Chase and I both have these. This is a 40-ounce water bottle. I fill it up a couple of times a day whenever it gets empty. I actually don't think this looks that bad. It's just not my preferred hairstyle. I think if worse comes to worse, we can always just straighten it back out. I don't have a curling iron, so we're gonna try this. So it's like something you tell kids, eat fruits and vegetables and healthy things and they'll make you grow big and strong, and if you eat junk and if you eat candy and sweets all day, you know, you're gonna feel slow and sluggish, and that doesn't ever stop being true. Once you're old enough to buy junk, and like once you start eating it, it's literally addictive, and they make it like that so you keep buying their products. Even knowing that, it is still difficult for me to focus on eating healthy things. Getting enough sleep. When you're a new mom, getting enough sleep can be kind of a practice in futility. It really is nearly impossible to get as much sleep as you need whenever you have a newborn. Now I have an almost 9-month-old. He goes to sleep at 7 p.m. and usually doesn't wake up until 7 a.m., maybe later sometimes. Okay, that's not too bad. They're gonna be loose curls. Generally, I know I need to be laying down at 10, probably with my eyes closed by 10:30 if I want to get enough sleep. Another thing, I've talked about this probably half a dozen times now, but the thing that is so good for my mental health is staying connected to other moms online. This is kind of a mess. And being able to like talk to somebody, it's almost like therapeutic at this point. Having somebody to talk to, like especially if you're just having a rough day, like they're there to back you up, lift you up. So yeah, I've talked about it before, having a mom group to talk to, but I will put the link below anyway, again, to the subreddit that helped me find February bumpers, which is baby bumps. Yeah, don't be a martyr and be like, I have to do this by myself, I have to figure things out, I'm his mom. You know, that's not helpful for your child, and it's not good for you. It doesn't make you a weak mom or a bad mom to ask people for help. It's like more wavy than curly, which is fine. I can rock that. In the words of Mina Thermopolis, that's as good as it's gonna get. So I like it a little wild. It's kind of wavy. We're just gonna go to the office now by way of BB magic. If I'm being totally honest, I don't really know how to do my makeup. So I kind of just wing it until I think I look cute. So one of my problems with doing makeup especially is the fact that I wear glasses all the time now. I used to wear contacts, like in high school and college. Most of college I wore contact. When I got a new pair of glasses, I love them so much, and I just started wearing them every day, and I haven't gone back since. But the problem is I'm legally blind, so I can't like take off my glasses to do my makeup. Thank goodness Isaac goes to sleep before us now. It's far easier to kind of stay connected to myself as a human being, separate from being a mom, separate from being a wife, just being mine. I'm not interested in losing myself to that identity, which I think is really easy to do. It kind of happened to me while I was teaching. I felt like I spent all day being called Miss Edens, and then we got married, Miss Pierce. I think it's important for moms to have their own identity and remember that they were a person before they made another person. It's important to remember that self-care isn't just around physical stuff, it's around mental stuff as well. Remembering to stay true to who you are, making decisions that made sense outside of your life as a mom that affect you, because it's easy to get lost in everything else. This is basically what I figured would happen. I was almost done. I went ahead and threw on a little lip gloss, basically. Somebody was done with their nap 40 minutes before he really should have been. Probably closer to 4. It's currently 3:15. I will go finish up getting ready because my babysitter is going to be here for 4:30, which is when I need to leave basically. So for the first time probably since Isaac was conceived, I got my nails done. It's like this really pretty like dark blue gray color because it's getting autumnal and wintry. It's getting below 70 degrees outside. And as soon as I got home, Isaac was so confused. He's like, what is this? What is this? He started playing with my fingers and my toenails and very interested in why my nails are a different color. So we're gonna go play for a little while before I finish up getting ready. It is currently 4:12. I need to leave in less than 20 minutes. So when I got here, I went ahead, did just a couple bobby pins, just like give it a little bit of I don't know, interest. I'm wearing these earrings. I'm not gonna do a necklace. To be totally honest, I'm not sure I can zip this dress up by myself. My godmother is coming babysit Isaac. I think I'll get her to do the last like inch of zipper. Definitely doesn't need a necklace. Like it's got enough like going on up here, I think. Ooh, my hair just looks kind of messy now that I'm in my cute dress. And sometimes self-care is getting dressed up and going dance at a wedding with your husband until your feet feel like they're gonna fall off. So I'm just putting up my jewelry. I've already hung my dress back up and I'm gonna wash my face and go lay down. And I don't know, I'm going to go wash my face and drink a gallon of water and get off my feet. And until the next one, I will see you guys later. Bye! And sometimes self-care is getting dressed up and Chase flushing the toilet in the middle of my clip.